Hey guys, this is LaQueen. How you doing? I'm going to be on the clock, literally. So, thank you again to YouTube as well as to Facebook. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take a lunch. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock here in Boston. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It is lunchtime. I'm gonna go get something to eat, but I really want to make this clear, very clear to understand, okay? Because the school semester is about to start around August the 15th through September the 1st. So the fall semester usually starts in American schools about August August the 15th through about September the 1st. So I'm live here on Facebook and I'm going to be live on, I'm live here on YouTube and I want to be live on Facebook as well so I can get the word across. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. I really want to make this clear. Hey guys, how you doing? This is LaQueen. I'm here at Battle First Aid Responder Services. I'm live here on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. Just to let you guys know, I will go ahead. I'm going through a lot of things right now. I'm getting ready to do some conferences as well as do some more trying to get ready to get published, put some things together to get published. So as well as doing some more first aid, doing some CPR classes, first aid classes here in the city of Boston, doing some more traveling, providing services. So again, my name is LaQueen Battle. My nonprofit is called Battle First Aid Responder Services, which I provide medical as well as public safety services for the communities that I'm surrounded in. And I'm also a former Army veteran. Hoorah! Here's my dog Taz that served in the United States Army Reserve and my reservist unit from in 2003 and 2004 in Seagoville, Texas, and Little Rock. So I want to go ahead and shout out to my Army Reserves unit and 118th Regiment unit in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I want to make this quick and clear because I know I speak a lot. I do talk a lot. I really want to make this clear as day, okay? Now, the young kids are getting infected with COVID-19, okay? Now we have to understand the flu season is going to be coming. The flu season comes every year. The regular normal flu season comes every year between August, September, October, really between September and October, and it ends about March, April. Okay. So again, I really want you guys to understand the normal flu season is about to start in about 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. So when you're going to school, you're going to, of course, notice between you and your kids and your family at home, you're going to notice, of course, that your kids will start to have a little bit of cough. They will start a little bit of sneezing, and they will also have maybe a slight temperature. That's it. It's very simple as basic seasonal seasonal flu symptoms. Now, the difference between a seasonal flu and the coronavirus is when it gets a little bit more extreme, when your kids are coughing for more than 3 to 5 days, or when they're coughing as well as they have a fever and they have chest pain and difficulty breathing. So that is also another issue I guys want you to be concerned about. Okay, understand. Okay, please understand that there is a difference between
a 7-hour
a
road trip to Louisville Street Rod Nationals is something 77-year-old John Matthews looks forward to.
A seasonal flu and the COVID-19 virus. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, I just guys want you guys to understand it. Okay. Okay, all right. And I want to make this clear as day. What is that? What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to get you guys to understand, I'm trying to get you guys to understand that it is normal and okay for your kids to go back to school. Okay, it is normal. Please bring the kids back to school. Of course, the current administration office, President Commander Chief Trump is advising, please do not let COVID-19 stop your babies from going back to school. Of course. Of course, that's great. But COVID-19, any kind of global epidemic, is no excuse to stop kids from going back to school unless it is influencing and affecting more kids on a higher level. Okay? It is affecting more kids, which means at least more than literally more than 20 to 30% of the whole population in the community is being affected. It's not 50%. I mean, it's even like a slight increase. Usually the flu virus affects everybody. But when you notice everybody in your community, not your family, in your neighborhood, they have coughing, sneezing, as well as a fever, and they're having difficulty breathing for more than a loud amount of time, for more than 3 to 5 days. Yes, that is an issue to be concerned about. Now, it's also I would actually advise, I'm a medical assistant certified adult and pediatric aide. I've been in the medical field for about 8 to 10 years. I've done home health care, as well as I've been in baby nursery since I've been about maybe 8 years old, as an 8-year-old young kid. Okay. I've taken care of babies in my church nursery. So I know babies as well as adults. Now, that is another issue. I actually right now, due to COVID-19 and your concern for the welfare of your children, older kids and older adults is okay because their immune system is more developed. But for young babies under the age, young children, babies, infants, babies, and toddlers under the age of 5, I would advise that you monitor your kids at your children under the age of 5 and keep them at home for about the first 6 weeks after the school semester starts. That's what I would advise. So right now, the regular school semester start in United States public schools is about to start about April the 15th, August the 15th, August the 21st through September the 1st. Okay. That's when the normal school semester starts. Almost literally, it has been that way for years. August the 15th, August the 15th, August the 15th. It's usually that going till up until September the 1st. It's normal. It's been that way for over 20, 30 years in the US educational system. But for babies, though, who have less of a developed immune system, on top of that, their immune system is less developed, okay, as well as their feeding habits are different and they are on a more balanced, simple diet, which a baby under the age, young child under the age of 5 is on a very, very simple diet. Milk, juice, and maybe small solids. Small solids. Then again, I would advise you to keep an eye on them and keep them at home for the first weeks of the school semester. Okay, they have a less immune system, they're on a simple diet, and they are very easily exposed to infections. As well as if you had a newborn. If you had a newborn, you would not be want to walk that newborn down the neighborhood block. You know what I'm saying? Going on for a neighborhood walk with a newborn. No. If you had a newborn child, you want to keep that newborn child in the house for the first 6 weeks until they get immunized by your local pediatrician. The same thing should be applied for COVID-19 coronavirus. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you have a brand new newborn under 3 months old, again, as mothers, as labor and delivery, okay, I would advise, as a medical assistant, as a person being in the medical field, home health care children, as well as older geriatric adults, I would advise, again, monitoring infants as well as kids under the age of 5, keep them at home on a monitoring basis for the first 6 weeks after the semester starts. Now, usually a child under the age of 5 is not in school, they're not in kindergarten, they're not in pre-K, they're not even in Head Start. What they are is they're at daycare. So again, if you need to go to work, still ask your boss, ask your manager, boss, management. I would like to observe the first 2 weeks of my school semester and be able to watch over my young child due to this COVID virus. And I'm sure because of the government shutdown and because of businesses understanding what's going on, I'm sure a lot of businesses, as well as small corporations and large corporations, especially family department stores like Walmart, Target, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, especially a lot of these clothing chains who hire a lot of part-time workers, and a lot of these young as well as older part-time workers have kids. I would advise you going to, even if you have a part-time job, telling your part-time job, yes, I have a young child at home, school's about to start. I need about the first 2 weeks off to watch my child before I put him in daycare. I'm sure that that would not be a problem with management, because they understand that you need to care for your children, as well as they understand that you are a concerned parent. It's normal, but you still have to observe the regular behavior patterns of your child. If they have a slight fever, if they have breathing problems for more than 3 to 5 days, for more than 3 to 5 days. Now, again, COVID, I'm looking at right here on an article, Medical News Today is saying on March the 19th, 2020, which is 5 months ago, is saying that the novel strain of coronavirus, SARS CoV-2, causes coronavirus disease is their spread from person to person contact. Okay. Now, usually somebody that has symptoms of the flu, well, the flu, like I said, the flu is very short term. It's about 1 to 5 days. Okay, but with COVID-19, coronavirus, they are having a fever greater than even 3 days. So if you have a child, even a child under a 2 year child, your child has had a fever for over 24 hours, immediately take that child to the emergency room. Don't wait for a doctor's office appointment on a Friday. Take that child to the emergency room. Or call the ambulance, have the ambulance come to your house and pick up your baby because your baby has a fever. For even if your baby has a fever for over even 2 hours, I would still call 911. If your baby has a fever, if your 2 year old baby, your 1 year old baby, your 6 month old baby has a fever, even for more than 30 minutes, call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. Don't wait. Call the ambulance. Don't wait for 3 to 5 days. These are young children. Their immune system is weak. That means they're is deadlier for them. Okay? I would even wait. I would call 911. Okay? Now with the symptoms, excuse me, the symptoms of COVID, I'm gonna get right quick to it because I gotta get something to eat at lunch. The symptoms of COVID are very similar in both children and adults, but in children, it's present with a fever and mild. The symptoms are a little bit mild, like a cold. Like they start coughing, they feel a little bit warm flush, and you see thrush on their mouths. Their skin is a little bit red, and their hands, and check their hands as well as the feet of babies, because their hands might turn like a little bit purplish. And especially kids, toddlers, they'll have a runny nose and a cough, and they'll run all around your whole house with a runny nose. They go to daycare and they still have a runny nose, and they pass that runny nose on to everybody at the daycare. So seriously, the main difference between I'm gonna post this for everybody. I'm gonna put this on social media. This is really good medical news today. Okay, so with a common cold, it's going to be about 1 to 3 days. With the flu, it's going to be about 1 to 4 days, and with COVID, it's going to be last up to 2 weeks, and that's very dangerous for a young child under the age of 2 or 5. Under the age of 5, okay. The cough with a regular common cold is going to be a slight, mild cough. With the flu, it's going to be a common cough, and with COVID, it's going to be another common cough. Now, again, with COVID, they're going to have shortness of breath. Your baby's going to have problems breathing, so you need to get that checked. Also, with a common cold, they're not going to have a fever, but with the flu and COVID, they will have a fever. They will be tired, both in the common cold, flu, and COVID. Their nose will be congested, yes, as well as they will have diarrhea with flu and with COVID-19. Also, they'll have little muscle aches like, mommy, my arm hurts. Mommy, my stomach hurts. Mommy, my chest hurts. That's also a symptom of COVID, as well as the flu. They will definitely have a sore throat, which is normal for the regular seasonal flu, but that sore throat will last for more than 3 days. So you want to get that checked out. And also, you want to check out their appetite. Usually, if your any baby's not eat, or if they're not feeding, if you only fed them once a day, get that checked. If they're not feeding you, or if they're waving their like they're not hungry, get that checked by a pediatrician because you want that baby to eat more than 3 times a day, especially with an infant, a young infant, or a young child under 1 years old. You want them to eat at least 3 to 5 times a day. You're gonna have them breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and then dinner, and another snack after dinner because you want them to continually eat to grow, increase their growth. Now, with respiratory illness issues. Again, common cold. Sometimes I'll have problems breathing, but with the flu as well as COVID-19, it's going to be a little bit more extreme. Now, if you know how they have COVID-19, is if the problem persists for more than 3 to 5 days. And also with COVID, your baby passes out. Your baby will pass out. So you definitely want to call 911 immediately. Your baby will pass out. That is not the flu and that is not the common cold. Your baby will pass out due to complications of COVID-19. Immediately call 911 and the police. They will have a fever, they will have difficulty breathing. At the end of the cases, they will pass out, just like adults do, because it's a respiratory illness. So get that checked. And also, they will start having chills, they will start shaking up a little bit. So get that checked too. And they're talking about loss of taste or smell, which is really, it means that your senses are being you have less of a you have less of a sense. Your senses are more they're not as pronounced. So say for instance, it's not just about taste or smell. It's more saying like you're having problems with your eyesight, or you're having problems. You are like taste, see, hear, think, or smell. Those are all your 5 senses. So say for instance, you have problems hearing. Okay, it's just common, like your common senses are a little bit less functional. So that's pretty much what it would mean when somebody is going through a senses of loss of taste or smell. It really means that your normal everyday 5 common senses are less functional. So you will, of course, you will have a runny stuffed up nose, but you will also have a little bit of problems hearing, as well as you might have a little bit of blurry vision, which is common with the flu. Okay, it's common because your senses will be less pronounced because your body is focused on your respiratory system. Okay, and your body wants to focus on the breathing problem, your lungs. So it's going to send all this energy, all the blood, everything, your body, all the metabolism, all the energy from your body, your whole system is going right back to that attack, which is pretty much having to do with your lungs, your respiratory system. And so your body's not going to function to its full potential. And so you might have a little bit of loss of hearing, or you might have a little bit of blurry vision, which is normal when you're going through the flu bug. So of course you're going to have to use some eye drops. It's normal. It's normal. But again, if the symptoms persist for more than 3 to 5 days, please ignore me when I say when your baby drops, because that is as a last resort. I really do apologize that, but seriously, I really do apologize. I don't want to say when your baby drops, because COVID-19 can get that serious, and you do not want it to get that serious. Okay, you do not want your baby to all of a sudden drop. You don't want them to do that unconscious. You don't want that to happen. That's as a very ending last result. And what happens is if you see your baby on the ground for more than literally for more than 5 to 10 for 15 minutes, your baby may be brain dead. There may be a lack of oxygen flow to the brain, and therefore they may be that's what happens when somebody's brain dead. So we do not want that to happen. We don't want that to happen. What we want to do is to be parents and to continually monitor and check not only our kids but our cousins' kids, our grandkids, our neighbors' kids, the kids at our daycare. We want to check everybody else to make sure that this is not happening to other families that come into contact with our kids every single day. Because of course you're not just concerned about your own family, you're concerned about everybody else that is also included that comes into contact with your family every single day. The friends down the street, the kids down the street, your cousins that come over for dinner, everybody that comes to constant face-to-face contact with your babies. You want to be sure everybody that holds your baby, everybody that kisses your baby, everybody that changes your baby's diaper. You want to know who they are. Okay, it's as simple as that. So I'm about 20 minutes into my YouTube video as well as my Facebook video. I will go ahead. I'm going to get some lunch right now. I just got back through, had a great time. I did a job application, which is great. Now I'm going to go outside, go for a little bit of walk, take care of some business, get some tea, and continue to do my research because I've got to get ready for these convictions as well as get the word out there about what's going on. Now, again, the school semester is about to start in 2 weeks, so August the 15th through September the 1st for elementary, middle, and grammar schools as well as high schools. Okay. COVID-19 is not an excuse to keep your kids out of school, but if they are under the age of 5, yes, it is a great time for you as a parent to take some time off of work for the first 2 to 3 weeks and monitor your babies every single day. Literally monitor them and keep them in the house, especially if they're under the age of 5, about 3 to 5, 2 years old to 5. You want to keep them. You don't want to take them to daycare right now. Daycare is not a is a no right now. As a mother and as a former daycare worker, I would advise not to take your kids to daycare for about the first 2 3 weeks after the school starts. And then once your child goes has a couple of appointments with the pediatrician, then you can allow them to go back to the daycare and figure out what the policy, what the daycare's policies are about COVID-19, about the seasonal flu. See what the daycare is doing about it. If you don't like what the daycare's opinion, then I would advise you go to another daycare facility. Seriously, it is that serious, especially if they're under the age of 5. You want to do the very best that you can do as a parent. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is your baby. They're young and they have a low immune system. It is the normal seasonal flu is going to come. It's going to hit people as a normal. But if that fever or if that cough, if your baby's breathing habits change, call 911. Take them straight to the emergency room. Seriously, it's that serious. Is that serious? Okay. All right. This is LaQueen Battle from Battle First Aid Responder Service. I'm going to go ahead and share this with a couple more groups. I'm in some nursing first aid groups on Facebook. I'm going to share that with you guys on Facebook as well as here on YouTube. Now, 100,000 kids dying testing positive in 2 weeks in the United States is a no-no. We can't have 100,000 kids testing positive for COVID virus. Now, what that means is that it's not just a normal seasonal flu. What that means is that 100,000 kids in the United States are developing more mature symptoms due to COVID-19 coming in their environment. So these 100,000 kids that are testing positive within the last 2 to 3 weeks are actually having more serious symptoms that need to be addressed. You won't just wait for them to get a doctor's appointment. You are going to immediately take them to the emergency room to be seen. Or you're going to immediately call 911. It is literally that serious. So it is, especially dealing with kids, it spreads fast and easily. Not only will it spread to kids, but it will spread back to the adults, their parents. So you want to do as much as you can do for the safety and the security of your kids. Any problems, your baby's having problems breathing, take them to the emergency room. Your baby has a fever of over 102, of course you're going to take them to the emergency room. If their child is under the age of 2, or if their child is under 16 months and they have a fever over 99.9, take them to the emergency room. Just get them checked right quick. It won't hurt nobody. It will not hurt anybody. Take them to the emergency room. Seriously. Get them checked by a pediatrician. Even if it's just for 30 minutes, even if the hospital is an hour down the road, at downtown, but the doctor only sees you for about 10, 15 minutes, fine. But at least you know what's happening to your child. At least your time wasn't wasted. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's for the doctor to come in, have a little quick check, little quick thorough view. Hey baby, how you doing? Let me see you. They do a quick little physical. They check their skin a little bit quick. They check their temperature. They check their bodies, their muscles. Even if it's real quick, fine. But at least you know your baby's going to be okay for the next 7 days. Okay. All right. So again, I would advise going to grammar school Going to middle school, high school is okay, but I will take a little bit of caution. Take it to your young child to daycare. That is a little bit different, okay? Daycare is a little bit different from normal school. It's different, okay? I got to get the facts to back it up. Okay, this is LaQueen from Battle First Aid Responder Services. I love you guys. Please continue keeping in your thoughts and prayers. All right, bye. Thank you guys. I'll keep you posted on the news and facts. Bye.